Hi, I'm Mary Mammoliti, and today we're cooking a traditional Filipino dish called Binakol. Sounds delicious, doesn't it? I love the sizzle of butter melting in a pan, the smell of cinnamon while I'm baking. I need to touch food while it's cooking and, of course, taste it, even if I can't see it very well. To me, cooking should be fun. That's why I've invited chefs from across Canada who feel the same way I do to cook with me, virtually. Welcome to Dish with Mary. Joining me today from Alberta is Chef Edgar Gutierrez. He is the owner and executive chef of Kanto 98 Eatery in Edmonton, which taps into his Filipino culture and heritage. And he's joining us from there right now. Hi, Edgar.
Hi, Mary. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Before we get started on this dish, what is written on the wall behind you?
The wall behind me says Cara Cruz. It is a game that we used to play when we were kids. So Kanto actually means where two streets meet. So it's like a street corner. And so we used to play these games in the street corner. One of them was heads or tails is what it means, Cara Cruz. And yeah, it was just one of those games that we used to play and brought back a lot of memories from the Philippines growing up there.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so why don't we get started?
So we're gonna be making binakol, stewed chicken in coconut water.
We have all our ingredients prepped in front of us. 500 grams of boneless, skinless chicken breast, or one large chicken breast cut into cubes. 3 hard-boiled eggs, yolks only. 2 cloves of garlic, chopped. 1 thumb of fresh ginger, peeled and chopped. 1 small onion, diced. 1 bay leaf. 2 Anaheim green chilies, deveined and seeded. 1 sprig of lemongrass. 4 tablespoons of fish sauce. 6 cups of chicken broth. 4 young coconuts, or the alternative is 4 cups of young coconut meat and 1.5 liters of coconut water. I want to get cooking. I'm excited.
We're actually going to add a little bit of the coconut oil first into the pan. If you buy it in the store, it comes in solid. And as soon as you heat it up, it'll liquefy.
I've already got mine liquefied, so I'm just adding about 2 tablespoons of that.
That's right. While that's heating up, I'm going to peel my ginger. Actually, it's a good tip to use a spoon just to peel off some of that skin.
You're using roughly about, what's your measurement? And I love this because you told me it.
1 thumb. I use 1 thumb of ginger. So thumbs up.
Yeah.
It works out to about 2 tablespoons of ginger.
Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I'm running the side of a spoon along the outer layer of the ginger just to scrape it off.
That's right, just to scrape off some of that skin, yeah. Cut them into small pieces. Or you can also use a cheese grater.
Okay, so I've got my ginger chopped.
Okay, so from here, when your oil is nice and warm, not quite smoking yet.
Got it.
We're gonna add in our ginger and some of our garlic, as well as the onions. So while that's sweating, we don't want to get too much color on the vegetables right away.
Right. Have I told you what I love about this dish is that I've never cooked a Filipino dish. This is my very first time, and I'm getting to use ingredients that I've never used before.
Sweet, yeah, it's pretty.
Yes.
It's not complicated. I mean, I believe that Filipino food uses a lot of time and technique. So like different techniques and things that you don't normally use.
Right.
But as far as the ingredients, it's a lot of it gets utilized in other Asian cooking as well. So we're gonna take our lemongrass and we're gonna cut the bulb, just the bottom, the thick part in the bottom. Just gonna cut that off.
What's unique about lemongrass is it actually looks to me, if you're feeling it, is like a green onion, that type of shape.
Yeah, it is.
Right, like a scallion type thing.
It is kind of like a scallion, yes.
But it's tough.
It's very tough. You either have to grind it or just bruise it a little bit, and you will release a lot of the flavor. So I usually take a little bit of these leaves. You'll see them; they're kind of tough. I mean, you don't have to throw these out. You can use them as skewers. They're great for skewering a little bit of meat for your barbecue.
Ooh, that's a great idea. Okay, so I'm putting a slit from the bottom to the top to start peeling layers off.
That's right. Just cut them into 3 or 4 pieces, about 3 to 4 inches.
So we're doing probably about the length of my hand. And again, I have freakishly small hands. And that's how I measure a lot of things, is I use my hand as a guide.
I use my thumb and my palm, yes.
Now, what do we do with this lemongrass?
So this lemongrass, we're gonna bruise it. So I'm gonna take my knife, just the back of my knife, and I'm just gonna hit it, and you'll just bruise it and just release some of that flavor. And we're gonna add all that into our pan.
Oh, it's going
Nice
in.
and fresh, yeah, and you're gonna start to get that aroma. It smells really good. And we're also gonna add in our chilies into this pan.
Our Anaheim chili.
Yeah, so I haven't sliced mine yet because I wanted to show you guys how I take out the seeds out of these chilies. So I just slice it in half, and you will see that there's these seeds and some veins.
Right on the inside.
And then I just run my knife along the veins, and all the seeds will come right off. Taking out the seeds and taking out the veins will help with the heat. Like if you don't want it too spicy, then you know you can just do this, and it'll help with the spice. It won't get too hot.
And I've got a cool tip for peppers when we're deseeding them and deveining them. When you're either blind, low vision like myself, or even someone who doesn't feel comfortable with a knife. Cut it in half, the pepper, so whichever pepper it is, and then use your hands to get in there and just dig everything out.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can actually feel if you're grabbing that membrane, that all that good stuff.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna chop this up, and then that's gonna get added into the party in a pan.
Our Anaheim chili.
Yeah. You can smell the aroma. It smells really good. So we're gonna season this with about two pinch of white pepper.
So you like a little bit of heat, okay.
And then we're gonna add half of the fish sauce. We're gonna add the chicken to this in about probably another 2-3 minutes. But while that's happening, cut a coconut. The way I do it is I lay it out horizontally, and with a knife, I chop the top part off. Chopping and then rotating the coconut and chopping again till the coconut water starts seeping through. At that point, I drain the water in a large bowl. I've cut the top off. We're gonna reserve the top, and we're just gonna take a spoon, and we're gonna scrape out all that beautiful meat that's inside the coconut. So
what I decided to do, just to keep it safe, because I am not comfortable hacking into a coconut, I went and I bought my coconut already pre-cut, and I bought my coconut water.
yes, that works too. We're just gonna go back to our pan, and this is when we're gonna add our chicken. So I turned it up a little bit, just to about medium-high heat, and I'm just gonna let it saute. So at this point, I'm gonna add a little bit more fish sauce, about one tablespoon, I would say.
About 1 tablespoon, okay.
Yeah, and some of that white pepper again, so about a pinch.
So this is just layering as we go through.
Yeah, layering the flavors.
Okay, so we're cooking this for about what?
About 5 to 8 minutes, I would say. About medium-high heat. If it gets a little too hot, you can turn it down.
And here's another question for the lemongrass. Do you keep that in the entire time? Or do you ever pull that out?
I like to keep it in, and I use it as a straw. I'm just kidding. I like to keep it in and just to have that flavor until all the way to the last bite. Or you can take it off and have a nice, cleaner-looking stew. All right. So as soon as it's nice and seared off, I'm gonna add the chicken stock first into the pan. So I usually add the chicken stock first because the coconut water will evaporate very quickly. So I just add some of that chicken stock first, and then I bring that to a boil and let it reduce just a little bit. So while that's happening, I'm gonna take some of my eggs, and I'm just gonna peel mine and take the yolk.
I've set my 3 yolks aside into a bowl.
Okay, so while our chicken is starting to boil, we're gonna keep reducing this just so it thickens a little bit. So I'm just gonna turn mine down just to about medium, and we're just gonna let it go until the chicken is nice and tender and the broth is nice and reduced. That will intensify the flavor even more.
So for me, I'm using my senses. So I'm listening in for this boil. The minute I hear it really roaring here, I'll just lower it a bit.
Lower it down.
Because you want to simmer, right?
Yep, about simmer.
How long are we going to get this reducing?
About 10 10 minutes would be
Okay.
ideal. So while that's reducing, I'm going to take about 2 tablespoons of the broth and I'm gonna add it with my egg yolks. And then we're just gonna mash the egg yolks with the chicken broth.
Why are we doing this?
So this is gonna be thickening our stew. And once it's incorporated, we can add it into our pot or pan. And then we just let it reduce. It's probably a good time to taste it and see the seasoning if it needs any more.
Oh, wow, that is fantastic already.
Yeah, it's got a lot of flavor.
Okay, I'm getting really excited now.
All right, so mine's starting to thicken a little bit.
What's next?
Then we're gonna add our coconut water, bay leaf.
In goes the bay leaf.
Once it reaches a consistency I like, I'll put the stew in the coconut shell I emptied and bake it for 20 minutes before serving.
I'm gonna serve mine in a bowl. So I guess I'm assuming I can just go ahead and keep on cooking it on the stovetop.
That's right.
And what consistency are we looking for?
You want it to be a little bit soupy still, but you will be adding some of the coconut meat that you had set aside, so that will give it a little bit more body.
Oh my, it is smelling delicious in here. When we return, we're gonna dish with Chef Edgar. Stay tuned for more Dish with Mary. We now return to Dish with Mary. Welcome back. Okay, Edgar, while our stew is thickening up, I want to learn a little more about you. So where does your passion for food come from?
Well, my passion for food comes from, I guess, family. Cooking with my mom and my grandmother, as well as my mom's sisters, so my aunts. Around my family, it's kind of like one of those things we always talk about. What would go with what, or who's got a best recipe, or who's got a better recipe on doing this. It's always been around family, so it kind of just kind of got passed on to me, I guess. And same with my cousins, it's just I'm taking it further than everyone else, but we all talk about food and it's all in the family. It's one of those things that we just do as a unit, I guess.
Do you, when you give a recipe, or your mom and her sisters or your aunts, when they share a recipe, do they leave out an ingredient? Tell me the truth.
To be honest, I think they do.
I'm sure.
They do.
Yeah.
They I think they always leave out an ingredient, but I'm always the one helping to go shopping, so I see what everyone's doing. I just tell them, I'll keep it a secret, or I'll take parts of a recipe that my one aunt have and then combine it with another and create something new. But for me personally, I like to give out all my recipes. I believe that that's a really good form of sharing, especially if I'm trying to introduce Filipino culture to other cultures, is share the whole thing 100%. Like there's no holding back.
Has Filipino food always been your specialty?
When I first started cooking, it was always French or European. When I was going to school, that was all we had really back then was the French cooking, right? So, and then moved into like Mexican cooking, which I thought was really interesting because of the ingredients. It's not that I didn't want to cook Filipino food, it was just I could eat it. It was easy for me to access Filipino food. I can go to a Filipino restaurant, or I can just have my mom cook me something that's that I miss. It's always been there, but I never really touched it until recently and really getting into the culture.
And now you're back at cooking Filipino cuisine in your restaurant, Kanto 98.
So Kanto 98 is a very small restaurant in Chinatown. It's 15 seats. The idea is to do Filipino street food, but I'm slowly starting to realize that it's hard to access some of the ingredients because it's actually pretty extreme. Like we're using a lot of the offal meats, and I didn't think that was going to be something that's going to be readily accepted. So I kind of went into a more traditional yet refined dishes, kind of like what we're doing today, the Binakol.
So can you describe for us the vibe of your restaurant?
So Kanto 98th Street is a very loud, there's a lot of colors, there's a lot of art, a lot of street art like graffiti. I had a friend do up a nice mural for me made up of a collage of comic books. And these comic books were actually what my mom used to learn how to read back in the 50s and the 60s. So I actually took some of these comic books that she learned from, and we put it in a collage, and this artist hand painted it on the wall. So even though it's small, there's an area where I cook and I can touch on the guests and let them try something new that I'm working on in the back. So it's a really nice, welcoming vibe that's lively.
It sounds so comforting, so much like home, like you're going to visit a friend, like we've been friends for years.
Exactly, yeah.
One of every chef's favorite tools in the kitchen is a knife, but you've taken it a step further.
So I've been making my own knives just because, well, the pandemic, we were all in lockdown, so I really wanted to learn a new skill every time there was a lockdown. So, like the first one, I was doing bartending, and then I met a knife maker from Manville, Alberta. His name is Ed Storch. He actually started teaching me how to make these kitchen knives. He makes hunting knives and kitchen knives, like all kinds of stuff. He's really old school with the techniques. But I really fell in love with the way he makes the knives and how artistic they look and functional. So I started taking it on, and first it was just a hobby, and then I started really getting into it, and I turned a little freezer, a walk-in freezer, into a knife shop. I rebuilt motors and turned them into like the grinder and stuff like that. And also to contain some of the noise, because it does get pretty loud, grinding metal.
That is pretty smart.
So far I've made 2 knives out of there, so should be cranking out a little bit more in the future once I get better at it. Actually, speaking of knives, I made you one. This is a little gift for you. Yes. So this is.
Oh my goodness.
I believe it's 4 inches, but it's really small. So it's got like a nice handle to it. So it's perfect. You mentioned that you had small hands, so this is going to be perfect for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. No, thank you for having me.
Seriously.
Yeah.
After the break, we'll finish off the dish and taste. Dish with Mary will return. You're watching Dish with Mary. We're back, and I've cleaned off my work surface, and we're ready to finish the dish. Chef Edgar, what are our next steps?
So the next step is we're going to add the young coconut meat into our binakol. We're just gonna pour it in. And that's just gonna cook for another 2 to 3 minutes just to warm up some of that meat, and it will give it the nice texture. It'll make it heartier. I can see how yours look. It's making me hungry. Looks nice.
Thank you. Took a lot of pride in this one. I've never made this. I'm so excited to taste it.
So we're just gonna bring it back to a boil, and we should be ready to taste it.
And to serve this?
Yeah, just a couple of spoonfuls in a bowl. I like to eat it with a side of rice, because that's just what we do. It's eat everything with rice. But mine is gonna be served in the coconut shell that I had. I've just put it on a charcoal grill that we have in the back, and that's how we present it in the restaurant.
Oh, so yours is nice and charred on the outside.
Yeah, it's just a little bit charred on the outside. It actually has a very interesting sweet smell as you're charring it. So I will give this a quick taste just to see where the seasoning is, if we need more. Mine's perfect.
I'm gonna grab a spoon so I can give mine a little taste. Even though I did that during the break, I'm always taste testing.
If you need a little bit more salt, just add, a little bit more fish sauce and white pepper.
It's perfect. Oh my gosh, that is so good.
So mine has come to a boil. So I'm just gonna serve mine in my coconut shells, and you can just put yours in a bowl.
If you can smell this sweet. But it's not overly, that's the thing. It's got the
smell of
perfect amount
sweetness,
of. Yeah.
And it still
And
goes
heat.
into the savory side more because of the pepper and the garlic.
Now, do you prefer less liquid or more?
I like more liquid. It goes really well with the rice. Like all that liquid gets sopped up by the rice, and it's kind of like bread.
The smell of this. So when can we taste?
Oh, you can go ahead.
I'll wait till you finish scooping up and serving yours in your coconut shell.
And it's ready.
Okay, I'm gonna get myself another spoon.
Yeah, make sure you get some of that coconut meat.
A little broth, a little coconut, little chicken.
It's a little hot, be careful. I mean, yeah,
You're getting that lemongrass.
yeah,
It's a little bite to that coconut, which I love.
that's
Because you
right.
got a little bit of crunch to that.
And I talked about layering some of the flavors by adding the salt or the fish sauce in certain stages, which gives it a nice layer of saltiness all the way through, you know, and then you get the nice coconut, which is, you know, like added last minute. So it's got that sweet smell and kind of like, it makes the dish even heartier.
I kind of feel like I should be kicking my feet up on a lounge chair and eating this while
That's
someone
right.
fans me.
It kind of gives you like the nice tropical feel.
Tropical feel.
Yeah.
This is so good. Chef Edgar, thank you so much for cooking with me today. It was so much fun. The food is fantastic. The conversation was wonderful. I cannot wait to come out and visit you in Edmonton.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me.
For today's full recipe, visit our website at AMI.ca/dish. Host, Mary Mammoliti. Guest chef, Edgar Gutierrez. Executive producer, Michelle Dudis. Producer, Lance Corbett. Directors of photography, Brian Roy and Kelly Wolford. Camera assistants, Gavin Lee, Braden Rook. Sound recordists, Phil Dransfield, Mike Monson. Editor and technical producer, Patrick Kelly. Editor and production assistant, Miriam Bakhtiar. Graphics, Mike Smith. Media accessibility specialist, Simone Cupid. Audio post, Mike Monson. President and CEO, David Arrington. Copyright 2021, Accessible Media Inc.